Hello, 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 beautiful people. Good to have you all here. This is Niama Kwe and my beautiful wife.
Kristen Tellis Quay, and we're here today with Monday Motivation.
Motivation, yeah. So good to have you. I see one person here from Instagram. We appreciate you joining us. Yes, we appreciate you all. So basically, we're here today to just, encourage each other, encourage ourselves. In fact, encourage us and encourage whoever comes on and is with us, today. It's Monday, and in fact, I was born on Monday, so Monday is quite special to me. I'm Monday born. I'm Kojo. In Ghana, we'll say Kojo if you're born on Monday. Yes. And if you're female, we'll say Ajwa. Ajwa. So that's in Ghana. So it's Monday, and Monday is always kind of it's always been a busy day, like a very, I should say, serious day. Fridays kind of look like it's fun. For thank God it's Friday and stuff like that. People go to have fun. But Monday is like, that's when everybody put on their serious hat. Because it's like work has to go on. So yes, we're here today just to encourage ourselves and encourage somebody. So we're calling it Monday Motivation. And today we're going to be talking about something that we've been having conversations about. When we're going walking, we kind of talk about it, and it has to do with something we call the Chinese bamboo tree.
Yeah.
So I saw somebody call it the parable of the Chinese bamboo tree. I think it's in the Bible actually, but it wasn't in the Bible as the Chinese bamboo tree. But it's an important thing that I believe if we grasp on that idea of the Chinese bamboo tree and what it represents, it can go a long way to help us as people in our personal lives, at the same time in our businesses or whatever it is that we're building as a dream.
Yeah, I remember when I first heard this story, I was like, wow. Just so impressed by the significance. So I'm excited to share with everybody today, and hopefully it'll impact you as well.
Yes. Now, the Chinese bamboo tree is a plant that it's a tree that when you plant, okay, you have to, it stays in the ground basically for 5 years. It's a very simple concept. When you plant a tree, like most trees, when you plant them, maybe 6 months, 3 months, you might see some sign of it shooting up. Now, but when you plant a Chinese bamboo tree, for 5 years or 4 to 5 years, the Chinese bamboo tree does not break out of the ground. So imagine putting a seed in the soil, and for 5 good years, nothing actually shoots out. Think about it, how frustrating that can be. Because I'm telling you, I don't know if you've had any experience in building anything at all. And you try maybe even 1 month, and there is no sign of it working out. You don't see any sign that this is going to work out. Like, you get so frustrated.
Ready to give up by that
so easy. But the Chinese bamboo tree for 5 years does not show any sign. But on the 5th year, the Chinese bamboo tree finally shoots out. And when it shoots out, within 6 weeks, now it's been in the ground for 5 years, it never showed any signs. But for 6 weeks, the Chinese bamboo tree grows 80 feet tall.
Or over 6 weeks, in its 5th year. So once the 5th year hits, in 6 weeks, it grows.
I guess.
Yes.
So in the 5th year, it grows 80 feet tall.
Over
in 6 weeks.
6 weeks, yeah.
Think about it carefully. You put a seed in the ground, and a seed can represent anything. You put an idea out. You want to build anything. You have a dream that you want to accomplish. You initiate that dream. You try to start that idea. But for 5 good years, there is no sign of this dream or idea succeeding. For 5 years. Think about it. The majority of people will give up. And that's why I guess a lot of us are not able to live our dreams, or a lot of us are not able to follow through on the things that we said we're going to do, or the things that we're passionate about. Because I appreciate it. It can be very frustrating. We've all been there. I've done so many things where I've given up on them. I still have things I've written in my book that I gave up on them a long time ago. I never followed them through. Yes. And I have some too that I felt like, no, as for this, I have to follow through. I have to follow through, because the fact that I don't see any sign in 1 year, 2 years, doesn't mean it's not going to work. Okay. So here's the thing. We just want to encourage somebody, just like the Chinese bamboo tree, by sharing a few lessons from that story of putting something in the soil And for 5 years, it doesn't show any sign. But after the 5th year, it shoots 80 feet tall in 6 weeks.
I think it really is the epitome of people saying, whoa. Well, when somebody's doing something or somebody's building something and they come to you after they see major growth, they say, whoa, you blew up.
Yes.
You know, they say, whoa, like you blew up overnight.
No, it's not overnight. That's the thing. And here's the thing. Within those 5 years, if there's a day that you stop nurturing the Chinese bamboo seed, it dies out. The seed dies to the ground. So for 5 years, you have to keep nurturing these seeds in the soil. Watering it, applying fertilizer, checking the soil, making sure it has sunlight for 5 good years. Can you do that? Can you be able to nurture your dream for 5 good years without giving up? Are you in the position to, are you willing to in fact do that? That's the thing. And if you see people who have actually blown, like she said, blown big, they're succeeding in whatever they're doing, sometimes we're tempted to think that it was a short time that they actually, people came to know of them and they blew big. That's when the work was put in. No, the work has been kept in a long time ago. For some people, it takes 5 years. Some people, it takes 10 years. And it's funny, sometimes I go back to check on how some businesses started. And I look at the years that they've been in the background and nobody, even me, I didn't know of them. But then all of a sudden I hear of them and it's like they're so huge. But you go back and check and it was recently they became big. But these guys have been putting in work. And that's the thing about life and anything that we're building. Look, it doesn't matter how long. The reality is that it's going to shoot out someday. If you keep nurturing it and you don't give up, it's going to shoot out. Now, there are a few lessons that I want us to talk about when it comes to within that 5 years. Because the difficult thing is the 5 years. Not when it blows out. When it blows out, you figure it out. But the 5 years that you have to wait and keep nurturing that dream. Keep trying, keeping at it, watering it, learning new things. What are some of the lessons that you can learn that can keep you within that 5 years, that waiting period? I call it the waiting period.
Yeah, I mean, so many.
One is patience.
Yeah.
What do you think? Patience.
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 Patience is key. Being able to really just go through the process and understand that it is a process and to know that it's going to take work, it's going to take time, and you will get, frustrated at times. But you have to take the process slow.
See, when it comes to patience, I think that's one of the things that a lot of us don't have. We don't have a long span of patience. So we have patience when things are looking a little bit good. Okay, when it's looking like, it seems like it's going to work out. That's when we feel like, okay, let me just hold in a little bit long. That's how far our patience can go. When it's looking like something could actually happen. So let me just keep waiting a little bit and see what's going to happen. But once we don't see too much sign, we don't see nothing that really gives us any sort of outward motivation, then we lose faith. I've jumped to something else. I've jumped to the next step.
Focus.
But we lose focus. And then our patience run out and we give up. So you've been building. A lot of us know that there are a lot of things that you've been trying to build. You've kept at it, but you lost patience. You didn't wait any longer. You couldn't keep up any longer. So you gave up. But one of the lessons that you can learn from the Chinese bamboo tree is that, look, for 5 years, it means that you need to develop some extraordinary patience. Because if your patience level is not that high, you cannot wait 4 years. Think about it. 4 years before the dream becomes huge and the world begins to respect and buy into your idea. 4 years. Can you hold on? Can you hold on? Because once the years of you having patience and building is over, it's going to grow like the Chinese bamboo tree so fast that it will beat your imagination. But look at all the time that it took. A lot of us don't have that patience. Now, another lesson we can actually learn from the Chinese bamboo tree has to do with faith. And my wife loves this part so much, the faith part.
Yeah.
Recently, she was sharing a few things with me about faith. You wanted to talk about it?
Yeah, I was reading something that faith equals being prepared. A lot of people say they have faith or I have faith that, my creator will come through, God will come through. I have faith, but are you prepared? When you think about the faith that you have, are you believing that, okay, I'll have XYZ amount of clients by the end of this year, or I'll have my my space or my business set up this year. But are you prepared for that to actually happen? Because you can't be having faith for something, but you're not preparing for when that's going to come to pass. So those two work hand in hand. So if you're believing for something, putting in, like they say, faith without works,
the work piece
is dead.
So it's a 2-dimensional thing, basically. You can just look at it as, okay, I'm believing God for a miracle. I'm believing that this idea is going to work. And you don't put in you're not prepared for what's going to happen or for the thing to happen.
Oh, I have 5 clients now, and I have faith that I will have 100. But are you putting things in place to be able to handle 100 clients by the end of this year? That's
so
what
basically,
the preparation.
So you're acting as if you have the 100 clients. Basically, you're putting what it takes, and of course the holy books talk about the evidence of things not seen. So you doing something that is that you would have done if you had that actual growth or that thing that you're looking for, basically. So faith is a huge piece when it comes to the waiting time. The time that you're waiting, you're holding on, you're hanging in for your idea to grow. Faith plays a huge role in that space. And how many of us are believing that whatever thing that we are building eventually is going to play out, it's going to work out? How many of us are believing that it's going to work out, that no matter how long it takes, we know it's going to eventually grow and break out, provided we're nurturing, we're putting in the work? How many of us are willing to do that, to keep believing and not give up? That, hey, and a lot of us just give up on it. That, hey, God, it's not favoring me, or this thing is not meant to be. We're easy to draw conclusions that, this is not meant to be. No, but you have to keep believing. Look, people have believed in their ideas. Most of the big ideas and big initiatives we see around, somebody has been believing in that idea for so long and they didn't give up on it. The day they would have given up on it, that's the day the world would have lost such a great invention or great blessing that could come. And you carry a blessing too. That thing that you're trying to build is huge, that the world needs. It's a huge thing that God gave to just you. God gave to just you to bring to the world, for the world to enjoy that thing. But you're keeping it inside. And a lot of us are giving up on that thing. We're giving up on that thing because it's taking time. It's taking long. But the Chinese bamboo tree is saying that, look, it may take a long time, but eventually it will break out of the ground. But when it breaks out of the ground, the good news is that it's going to grow so fast than you can ever imagine. But you have to be patient. You have to have faith. Les Brown said, have faith and engage in consistent action. The two goes hand in hand.
Yep.
Two goes hand in hand. So we're encouraging somebody, we're encouraging ourselves too, that, hey, whatever it is that we're building, if the world hasn't seen it yet, we have to keep going. We have to keep going. We have to keep doing what we're doing. We have to keep being innovative and keep being creative, because at the end of the day, it's still going to work. It's going to work. Now, another thing that comes with this process is development. Now, growth and development, I box the two together, because now a lot of times, the level that we are, that we started developing an idea, or the level that we are, that we started an initiative, or we try to live a dream, we don't advance or develop past that level. So in the process, in the steps involved in you getting to the end goal of that thing breaking out, you're not able to take it to the next level, or to better still, live to see that, not live and say literally die, but be around to see that thing eventually become that big. Because now what I'm saying is that a lot of us, let's say we're on field A, and that's when we started building our idea. That's when we started developing that thing that we care about. Now, to be able to take it to level B and C, you have to also develop, to be equipped to be able to handle it at that level. So you planted a thing in year 1. Now, year 1 and year 2 is different, because a lot of changes has happened down there. So now, if you don't take your nurturing to another level, in other words, if you don't take the growth or the development of you yourself to that level that matches up where your thing is at that time, you're going to lose out or fall back. So most of us are not growing, and we're expecting what we're building to grow or to develop. That's the problem. So while you wait within that 5 years until, or 6 years, 7 years, 2 years, until that thing breaks out, you have to also keep developing. So you are always at par with things and what is happening. That's what I'm saying. That's what we're saying. That look, while you wait, it's good to have faith and have patience that it's going to work. But you have to also grow.
The process. I think there's a lot of people who automatically want to jump to the last 6 weeks. You know, they want to be able to shoot up overnight without putting in the work.
That's the thing. It's not
without
realistic.
Putting in the nurturing, without putting in the long nights, without putting in everything it takes in order to shoot up that far.
Yeah, we like the fruit. We like the fruit. But the fruit takes time. It starts from somewhere. It starts from a seed. Look at how the seed grows into a tree or a plant. Then gradually the branches show up. Then flowers show up. Look at all this time. Then eventually you have the fruit. But a lot of us just enjoy the fruit. When you take the apple fruit, whoa, excuse me, that's beautiful. That's a nice fruit right here. You enjoy it. But then the thing is that you're not willing to put yourself in a position to see that thing grow to become that fruit. That's the problem. Okay, you're not willing to put yourself in a position to be able to handle that thing. What it takes to make that apple become an apple, you're not willing to go through that process. And how can you want to enjoy such a thing? You see other people's thing that they've built, and it's so beautiful, it's so amazing. That, oh, this is so nice. You wish you could have that. You wish what you're building will grow to that extent. Yes, it's possible. But you have to also be willing to put in something so you can be able to have that end result, that fruit. We're all trying our best. I mean, nobody's perfect. We're having a discussion yesterday on our walk. We're talking about even people who are so motivated. They are always looking for more. They're always looking for more growth, how they can keep growing. But a lot of us are building things and we are not willing to keep growing. So eventually, the thing that we're building will die out on us. Because we ourselves, we are not growing to be able to match up. So if you've not developed yourself so you can even begin to even match up, your patience will take you to 2 years and then it dies out because that's how developed you are. That's the growth level that you have. So your faith can only take you 3 years. But the thing is about to blow out in 5 years. But your faith can only take you for 3 years. But now you have to now constantly be building yourself, building nothing, so that at the end of the day, you can be able to have faith, have patience until that time. It's as simple as that. And be willing to put in the work because you know that eventually this is going to work out. It's going to work out. And that normally works out. But a lot of us give up along the way. Let me tell you this story. I saw this like a meme on social media. And it was about 2 guys who were digging a hole for a diamond.
Yeah.
One was digging from the top, one was digging from the side. Now the guy at the top had dug down, and then I'd come across his diamond, and I've picked up the diamond. So he left. Now the other guy who was digging was very close, like a thin line to where his diamond was. But once the other guy found his diamond at where he was digging from the top, he left his, he abandoned his, and then he went and he was digging that other guy's hole to see if there's actually more diamonds down there when he was very close to his diamond. And that's how a lot of us are. We are not willing to go through the process, time, growth to build until we arrive at our destination. We're not willing to do that. What we're saying is, look, just like the Chinese bamboo tree, sometimes these things take time, but we have to be willing to put in the work to see it happen. And I'm telling you, it's going to eventually happen. You just have to have patience and keep doing what you're doing. Keep building. Don't look at what other people have done. A lot of times we say other people are ahead of us. No, we are not competing with anybody. When you die, they bury you alone. When I die, they will even bury me with my wife. They'll bury me in a separate box, in a separate hole. Even if we are close to each other, we're still in our own space. So that's a reality. So don't allow anybody to discourage you. To stop what you're building. No, don't look at other people's thing and let it intimidate you that, whoa, look at how far they have gone. No, the sky is big to contain everybody. Keep building what you're building. When your time is up, I'm telling you, it's going to grow so fast than you can ever imagine. But while you wait, put in the work. And I'm telling you, everything is going to fall in place. Everything is going to fall in place. You want to say something?
So true.
Let me see if we have any comment, anything at all.
I think there was one comment up there. Yeah.
Expect the harvest. Expect. It's that I just started the same thought. A gardener must expect the harvest. Expect that the harvest will manifest. Yes, that's very true. Yes, faith. You need that.
Who was that?
That was it's instantiate, I think. Forgive me if I didn't get the name right. Yes. So yes, you need to have faith that eventually it's going to happen. We appreciate you all who jumped on.
Yeah, just a little Monday motivation. We're starting something new. So
exactly, you have to be dynamic. Okay, same thing. You have to be dynamic in your journey. You have to be dynamic. You have to find different ways, of doing something new. And again, the consistency is key. The consistency, whatever you're building, just keep at it. Keep at it. If you fall, you rise. You fall, you rise. You keep doing that until you get to the finish line. If we are not dead, there's hope to build anything you're building. Okay, so have patience, have faith, and engage in consistent action, and be ready to grow. And at the end of the day, just like the Chinese bamboo tree, that takes 5 good years for you to nurture it, for you to keep watering it, to apply fertilizer and all of that. But once after the 5 years, when it shoots out of the soil, it grows 80 feet tall.
In
6 weeks. Just 6 weeks. But you took 5 years to get it to shoot out of the ground. But 6 weeks, that's how amazing. That's how your dream is going to grow so big once you keep at it. If you get to the finish line, I'm telling you, it's going to break out. And the whole world will see the amazing gifts that God gave to you. God bless you all so much. We thank you all for supporting Certified Africa. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel at Certified Africa, Facebook at Certified Africa. Follow us on Instagram too at Certified Africa. And you can send us a message, any message, anything you want us to talk about in the future. You can always message us at certifiedafrica@gmail.com, and we'll definitely bring that to you. So
thank you for joining.
All the best. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your week. Have a blessed week. All right.
We'll see you all on Friday.